Hello there and welcome back. This is again Stonehearth Alpha 22, playing the town of Boleik's Watch. We just laid some housing last time. I'm excited to get back into it. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed so far, so let's jump on in. There we go. I love the character design on this game. They're just endearingly sort of adorable. I, for one, am glad that they are bushing the berries. That would be terribly awkward otherwise. Okay, so here we are. To review from last time, we were building these little castle houses, which are kind of fun. The completed one right here, our show models right there. You can see inside it's got all kinds of, like nice bed, stuff to hang out in, dressers, that kind of stuff, accoutrement. It looks really kind of nice, and so we're going to be basically like copy pasting a few of those to kind of make a little district as we work. That's our goal here. Most of our people are doing pretty well and getting everything taken care of, so there's no big hurry on that. Our supplies are getting used up in appropriate ways, so that's always good. Other than that, we're just ready to build along. Eventually we are going to probably do one of these, if we can, before we quit. Because it's about time for us to really start proving our net worth. First and foremost, though, we gotta get these people housed. Get some roads underneath their feet. Get stuff taken care of for them. Gareth, what's your deal, buddy? Oh, dinner time. Nice. Once again, it's cool to see when something turns out the way it's planned. Yeah, and see our chef runs right back into the kitchen, goes back to work. Fantastic. Nice. Level 5 mason. Now, if I recall correctly, I have 2 masons, right? Yes, I do. Ms. Amelia, is it you or is it Trilla? I'm thinking it's you. There we go. Potter. Excellent. And now we're going to trick out the Potter's spot, kind of like the stonemasons over here where there's a honeycomb underneath. We're going to go a honeycomb underneath right here. So, first and foremost, let's decide where we're going to make this happen. I like this for a spot. I like this for a measuring tool. In fact, that looks like a great little entryway. I think that'll work. So the idea is we're going to skin the ground here, and I'm going to slice through, and we're going to mine down some stairs, which will then allow us to have sort of a basement or a sub-level that we can dig out underneath here, which will get our Potter hopefully, clay. Which will allow our potter to make us the urns, which will get us the statues that we need to finish the house that Jack built. Nice. So we're going to be working right here for now. Set up my next little mining order here. What would you like, trader? 5 curtains that I can also make for 11 simple wooden chairs I can also make. I don't have any problem with any of that. I'm not doing it. Alright, here we go. Ooh, they got some gold. Nice. That's really nice to know that there's gold down here. That would be very convenient. Yeah, we're gonna stall at net worth for just a while until we get everybody housed. And then it's gonna shoot us past our numbers again. We'll probably stop around 20. I'm gonna predict 26. We'll see. Get to digging, you fools. No breaks, get back to work. Nah, they deserve a break. They're good people. They work hard. Although now I'm beginning to wonder what the heck these two are doing. Staring longingly into each other's eyes, who knows? Yeah. Ooh, that's what I'm thinking it is. Yep, that's gold. Should be anyway. That's gonna be great to mine. I'm taking that anyway. And what we'll just do is we'll just come down. So you always measure once and mine twice. Wait, no, other way around. Scratch that, reverse it. Here we go. So already they're getting dirt, you can see it down there. Right, like that. That's what I want them to get, and because we sliced them underground, we're not digging up the ground. And then what we'll do is we'll put the potter's house right here. In fact, let's see. Nope, of course not. Well, we'll at least get the potter making the tools. And we will designate a zone to start storing that pottery stuff. Actually, all is just fine for that zone. They're already putting it over there, but we're going to put it over here so we can delete this one. How's housing coming? Coming along apace. Just waiting on the leather-bound chest. There we go, everybody. Get down in there. There's our first crop of oak tree saplings, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a few in. decorative? That's too bad. I kind of like the idea of going through this little, making this area nicely wooded. And when you go through this on a path, it'd be kind of cool looking. We'll see. We'll have the saplings for it. That's a given. That's our second trapper, if I recall correctly. He's eventually going to become our shepherd. And I think that's enough to level up. Let's check it out. Yes, it is. She's the cruel one, though. Yeah, she's the cruel one. Hang on a second. Let's make sure that I'm not incorrect on that. Yeah, see, she's the cruel one. She's callous. She's slow to make friends. I don't want her to be I want her to be the normal trapper. We'll talk about the other trapper becoming a shepherd. Heath over here. He doesn't have... He's as dumb as his flock. Kind of weak too, but whatever. Good job, buddy. You get to be a shepherd. He's going to be over here. Again, we're going to have to prep the area a little bit. This I want to give a lot of room to. So here. Sheep. Now here's the trick. He's going to start finding animals whether or not I have anything to feed them. So now I'm going to have to, once I get these set up, I gotta have to make sure to go and get my my chef to make sure that there's food ready. Otherwise things are going to be weird. I want to do it like that. And these right here. These guys breed really, really fast. So you don't need a whole lot of room for them. Check out what Norm's trying to sell us. Again, Norm really doesn't have much for us. Let's go ahead and sell some stuff. And remember, we're keeping the fine comfy beds because those are what we're giving to our villagers. Nice. Almost 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are going to be our rabbits. So, now that we got our shepherd going in to do his thing, so he'll be quite busy for quite a while. We're going to make sure our cook is making food for them. We're going to have to grow some wheat. We've got plenty of food for rabbits, so we're just going to maintain in our inventory 5. The reason being is we only have one chef. We want to make sure he's feeding our people more than he's feeding our rabbits. And this, by the way, you always want to have one ready. Maintain at least 2 in the inventory. Move it to the very, very top, because you always want to do this. It's one of the components for one of the statues we're going to try to make. To do it, you need a pollo pot pie, which is why we're raising chickens. So you see that the next section of this game, once we've started to, not worry about housing and that kind of stuff, we're still building it, but the next hole, there goes the sheep. There he comes. That's adorable. It's so fluffy. Yeah, it's adorable. Anyway, so the idea is now all of the jobs that we are starting to do are becoming more and more interconnected. We'll have the potter making urns and that kind of stuff to level that up. We've already got the weaver maxed up. We've already got the carpenter maxed up, and we'll just need the blacksmith, who has the gold ingots, which we also need from one of the statues. So it's all coming together. But it is all interlinked at this particular point. So let's put these down. Like this. And we're going to do a weaver's hut out of clay, just for fun. Not a weaver's hut, I'm sorry, a potter's hut. It'll also help level him. This will be interesting because we're going to be replacing the floor right above our actual floor works. So this could be really bad. But who knows? We'll see what happens. Let's try to lay a different color floor though. I really like that one. Here we go. That's good enough. Like the idea we're sticking with our blue theme. I think I'm going to pause while I design. Sorry, just in case some events don't pop up and freak us all out. So I wanted to have a front workroom. Yeah, so let's do a freestanding wall. Yeah, that's not going to work because I don't need that wall there. That's right. We don't want to give them a cramped bedroom because they can get really somewhat upset about that. In fact, I might even get rid of one of those other walls. Yeah. Just make like a little screen or something there. Front door though, front door. Hmm. Or I can move those boxes. Alright, let's see what happens when we put a roof on it. won't do it all. Just do one section because of that. Because of that wall in the middle. Alright, no big deal. We can do it a different way. Same thing here? Yeah, same thing here. Alright, well, we'll do it au natural. I mean, whatever these are. Ugh, uneven. Alright, let's get it right on one side first. That's fine. You're dramatic. Alright, that looks interestingly weird enough. Sounds fun. Let's do it. Heck yeah, start that building. Let's do this. I'm interested to see what happens once they scalp that turf. We'll have people that get stuck. Yep, see? There's one of them. that's not it. But I can build one there. Oh, I just missed her by one. How are our houses coming? Are they all finished? Can we build another round? Just needs a chair. This is all done. This just needs a chair. Once we get all 3 of these built, we will build 3 more. So when you start with the Reyes children, the desert people, they start with a potter. And so basically this, by just not queuing up build orders, but instead queuing up building orders for our potter by, making the bricks for the walls and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to level them up without having to actually waste materials making things that would just glut up my inventory or I'd have to sell. This is another way to level up your characters. But in the early game for the desert, they start with that as opposed to the carpenter that you start with when you start as the ascendancy. That carpet reminds me. We forgot to put in some stuff. Look at this. Look at this barren floor here. And we have a chair that's not even been put down. What is going on with our world? Forgot our signs from earlier. Cook sign. Norm's got nothing for me. I got a bunch of stuff I'll sell him, but not right now. And our herbalist sign. Sure, get everybody labeled. So everyone knows where to go in town. Wouldn't want a bunch of adventurers just running around through houses breaking pots. That would just... Eesh. That kind of thing just leads to madness. Hi, are you stuck? Yeah, look at you. Terrible. It's awful, isn't it, being up there? Come on down. Great, 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 great. So these are all done. So let's build a couple more. And again, saved them as a template. It's always a good idea to do that with your work, even though I didn't save the potter's house. I'm not really super jazzed on it. I may end up killing it, who knows. Anyway, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I believe 7 away from each other? Yeah? Let's see, yeah, that is in line. Heck yeah, start building it. Good job, Potter level 1. Now this is absolutely going to overload my poor builders. They're just going to be, everybody's going to be waiting on everything from the crafters to get done. Which means that now is a good time for me to make sure that I can get some extra crafters into the mix, since I have a lot of builders running around. I mean, everybody likes a little help from now and then, you know? Let's check in on our blacksmith. We need to place an anvil. Awesome. As luck and chance would have it. See how our trees are all kind of plunked up? They will grow rather large, so these are going to get really, really big and poofy, and they will pretty much cover this entire area with their canopies, which is kind of nice. So usually I use oak trees. They look like this, see, like that, except bigger. I'll use oak trees as decorations in town. They're a lot easier to manage than the acacia trees, which are much more dramatic. They're kind of, they look slanted, and kind of like they're more hamburger to the oak tree's hot dog, if that makes any sense. Let's give the action a quick look here. Bunch of workers all looking at magnificent beard. Magnificent. That's right, this is Arwen. He's our... Yeah, he's a good guy. He's gonna be a fighter with that magnificent beard. One day soon. One day soon, sir, you'll join the fighters. So, okay, we got the makings of a street here, so let's go ahead and measure it off and start a road so that these people can start to build a little bit more efficiently. We're gonna go, what, 3, 4? I said 4, right? If I go 4, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1. It's only gonna make the road, what? 5 wide. Hey, how convenient. Yep, and then we'll do the individual sides of each of these as individual ones. So instead of like this, which is a big square, we'll do the same thing, so it'll look the same, but they'll be separated individually. And then this will run. We'll have to redo the storage for all of the pottery things, but this will run right up to the potter's house and then back down into our near the cookhouse. And we'll have sort of the grand lines of our settlement plotted out. See, it'll come like shoop, shoop, right like that. While we're working on that, let's not forget. So there's one of our rabbits already starving for food. Now we have no reason to sell anything to the wilderness lady, except to get rid of some of our items. So let's go ahead and cull the herd, if you will. Food is still good, that's great. Great. So while that's working, let's get this wall going up again still here for a little nature preserve. And we're not going to put this gate up there. That's not useful. We don't need to gate anybody in there. Also, because of the way it's designed, it's a 4. So it doesn't... Oh, it's a 5. Perfect. So it'll perfectly fit across our road. The only problem is it is really, really hard to line up a line that perfectly lines up to your road. I don't know the math on it, and I've never really given it much consideration. So I just generally don't. I use gates for the outer defenses because these kind of things are easier to gate off. So you can like put your gate down right in the center. Right like that ish. And then you can make sure that your sides here are covered with your wall pieces. But we don't really even want to do that per se. What we want to do is go across this way and put a locked tunnel door on the outskirts right here, and then make this kind of a tower defense-y. You gotta run and gotta do some stuff. I was thinking it might even be interesting to see if we can get the enemies to have to run down into the water to get to us. So they have to go down into the lake, run along this kind of embankment right here on the water, which slows them down. And then meanwhile, I'll put some turrets up here, which will shoot them as they're running through the water. So that's kind of an idea I've been thinking about. We'll see what happens. Right now we're focusing on the more peaceful aspects of the game, the building and that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, let's not think about how to murder our enemies right now. Things are too pretty. We're too adorable for planning mass goblinicide. That turned out weird but entertaining. I should have done that with a stripper on the top of that black again. That would have unified it a little bit better, but whatever. I could always destroy it and rebuild it, but I don't want to do that with this one because it's on top of that. Pardon me, it's on top of that honeycomb, and if we collapse the building, it'll take the floor with it, and we might get someone trapped, or they might. It's just not worth our troubles. So it is what it is. We'll leave it as is. You can, by the way, build onto buildings. So for instance, if I wanted to build onto the cookhouse here and put like a cook's room up on top, like a bedroom for the cook up here, You absolutely could do that. All you'd have to do is run a stairway up the side. That would make sense, or you could use a ladder, although that's kind of cruel for the cook. They have to climb home every night, and then just build a little apartment up here, or up here on this side, and then the cook will always sleep in that room. And in fact, I might just do that right now. Oh, they won't let me do it. Interesting. I'll try it again, using a different technique. Oh no, Texas. Terrible. Nope, because it's the roof. Okay. Alright, well, I guess I can't build up on top of this particular roof. Usually you can. That's interesting. Oh well. No big deal. I can always build a little separate cook's apartment right over here. That'll be also useful. In fact, I have a house, so I might as well just put a little tiny house up here and then give it to the cook. That sounds like a great plan. Three away. Just put one right there. Shepherd level 1, that's great. So now he'll be able to take care of our animals together. Now, see, we've already got a few of them up here. This isn't automatic per se, like the sheep can be. You'll note that the sheep is getting sheared. But these other animals, I've never really seen them get old and die and be like, you know, processed for what they got. So occasionally when there just gets to be too many of them and my computer starts to slow down, which can happen with those rabbits, let me tell you. And really, I think I'll probably rezone that to be much, much smaller, because you don't need a lot of rabbit fur, nor do you need a lot of chickens. But I think I'm going to do that just to be safe, actually. It can really, really slow down everything. So we're going to remove that. That's good. Yeah, 3 of them is more than enough. Because we can always just kill the one. Keep the other 2. Sounds so terrible. Ugh. Sounds like horrible. Did somebody get stuck on the roof? 3 people got stuck on the roof. That's a new record. Alright, everybody, off the roof. Get out of there. Meanwhile, across town, stranger things are afoot. Yeah, things are coming along nicely. have housing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 individuals, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 people. 15 with the carpenter. So 15 people. We got 9 people who are rotating through beds. We still got to get a lot more housing up. How's our inventory for our town, though? That's a good question. Yeah, see, we're pushing it. And I think this also counts the items that you have in buildings. So you see, like, all the doors, all the windows. So I'm a little bit terrified about that, because if we have intricate buildings, we're going to be using up a lot of those slots just building the building in our town, you know what I mean? Just having it as is. And I don't want to make them ugly by just making them into, you know, rooms that just hold beds. It's not worth it. One advantage is, as we get more people, each day, you know, we get a chance for another person to come join our town. But as we get more people, we'll be able to have more storage, and that will turn into more abilities to get houses and that kind of stuff. Speaking of which, not today. Nice. This little street's coming along. Zoom. So this is kind of our area of focus right now. Cool. I'm gonna check something first. So we've got those two in there, perfectly fine. In case you're wondering, this is why you don't brute force in that roof, by the way. It causes all kinds of ugly problems. So this house may never end, may never finish. We might have to demolish it. And in fact, I kind of do want to do it right now because it's... Let's see if it finishes. We'll give it another 10-15 minutes and see if it finishes. It gets those comfy chairs built and installed. And if it does, then fine. But you know, if it doesn't, I'm not opposed to just breaking it and rebuilding it into something different. Right now, everybody's over here taking care of this stuff. Check in with our blacksmith now, because he should have made us all those. Yep, he made us all those items. That's great, except for this one, which he needs to be level 4 to get. We've got some iron ingots in the mix, so we can start to upgrade our basic fighters. So they're going to need iron shields very, very quickly, and they're going to need iron helms very, very quickly. But at the very start, they don't have a lot of ability to get a lot of items. So for instance, bronze shields would be great at level 1. And the idea is, if we can build them all now, then as we turn them into soldiers and they start to level up, they'll automatically go to get the item that's the best one for them at that time. If that makes sense. So let's give this an idea here. We're gonna make just 2 of those. These we're going to make quite a few of. And bronze circles are for your clerics, and we're going to have 2 of those. Also for weapons. You'll note that this is still level 1, and it's better than this one. And this is level 2. So we want them to get their level 1 iron mace, which is the best they have at level 1. We need 6 of those. And for the iron pikes, we're going to need 4 of those. Because as soon as our melee fighters grab an iron pike, they lose the ability to have a shield, which means that it doesn't really benefit them to have these for very long. They just have them long enough to have these iron maces in their hands until they level up in their first fight. Then they'll move up through these iron helms into this iron mail, and that's where they'll stop. And then meanwhile, our knights will start with just the standard fighter accoutrement over here. They'll grab this iron shield, move up through the iron mail, and then also start into the full plate mail, which they can get right off the bat as a knight. But in order to get a knight, to be a knight, you have to level up through the fighter class. So everybody starts a fighter. So what I'm doing is I'm thinking of my front line being 3 fighters to start off with a cleric behind them. So 3 and 1. If I add 2 archers to the mix, that would be 3, 2, and 1. That's absolutely fine as well. So for them, if we're going to get them prepped and ready as well, we're going to need the weaver. And the weaver can make thick leather vests, which are good armor for them. I want 4 of those. And the spiky quivers, because there's 2 archers. I do want 2 of those, but I'm going to make a couple backups, because sometimes pollo feathers are really hard to get. We got the chickens. It's just important that, you know, those chickens get turned into feathers. See, just 1 pollo does not a happy archer's thing make. Our trees are getting a little bigger. Yeah, see? Starting to come in. Houses are done? Oh, of course. Of course. Yeah, 3 people on the roof again. Holla, team 3 peeps on the roof. Alright, that's terrible. I apologize. But get off the roof, everybody. We got things to do. Let's go ahead and extend this road. By 35. This little thing to be kind of a side road that only goes to the cookhouse. So I don't want to link this up here, and I want the road to run instead along the side, along this line, towards the pottery shop. So let's start up here. That's it. What if it snakes down in there? That's a better idea. Yeah, see, look at that. If we ran a little 3-spot road there, that would be kind of a nice little connection. So we'll do that. First look at the road. Just do a 3-spot. It's okay. I got more than enough people right now for what I need to do. Speaking of which, these poor people are trapped. Luckily the potter can still get to work. Alright, let's save this lady. Did we miss a spot? Nope, it's just this lady. She's stuck. Kind of cool, you can see our stairway layout there. Some idle workers. Alright, let's go ahead and discontinue this one. Add in this final road piece. Now we've got all these things lined up. And we also have space to line a row of houses up here as well. Now, we need to, of course, they're going to put that all in storage just inside that room, which is fine, no problems there. We also need a little overflow storage. The reason being is always good to see if you're getting things in overflow storage from your crafters, that means that they don't have enough storage or you're not selling items. So let's go ahead and just get some overflow storage here. Right like that. Hey Rufus! Nice. Eggs. Great, we're getting eggs from our chickens. I'm going to sell the set of comfy beds because all of our houses currently have them, and it'll also give us a chance to get fine comfy beds. Oh, we can lay some acacia trees down, but I do want to get rid of those oak trees. Don't need them right now. I'm going to get this coal again, because we're just going to start making steel, so it'll be handy. Alright, acacia trees. Acacia? Acacia? Meh. Someone will correct me, it's the internet. So you can see they look, when I was telling you, they look like the hamburger to the oak tree's hot dog. So the oak tree, nice and tall. These are going to grow out in all directions, so they can easily clip through stuff. So you don't want to plant them too close to buildings. But I do like to use them as a sort of a foliage variant. So look at how nice our forest has come in behind this carpenter's hut. I mean, doesn't that just kind of tell you exactly what he's up to? Trees, trees, carpenter, saw, stuff. I mean, it's sort of a nice description. Wait for that notification to go away. Give it a screenshot. I know that sounds horribly egotistical that I just screenshotted it, but I do think when you're building a game like this, or when you're having fun and you're playing video games, you should feel free to you know, celebrate your own time, have a good time with it. That's why we play these video games, isn't it? Turn off slice view for the full night effect. And if you've been here since the start, you remember just a little while ago this wasn't even anything. And now look at it. Let's see here. How are we doing on the houses? Still working, still working, still working. Gonna wait for these 3 to be done before we start to build some more. I just don't want to overload our builders. I mean, we did 4 this time out, and it'll dramatically slow them down and make them less than happy and less than pleasant. We've got a sheep in the inn. It is very fluffy, but it needs to be taken off a table. Look at our people go. Our food is starting to trickle down just a little bit, which means that our people are eating right about what we want them to eat. We don't want this number to drop too fast or too much. We just want to keep it right at a nice level, which means we're balanced. We don't have to build more farms. We're not being eaten out of house and home. I do have a problem with the sheep feed because I remember I didn't make any wheat, so I'm going to convert one of these corn crops to wheat crops. So remember, sheep eat wheat. They don't eat normal foods. So we want to make sure they get what they can get and survive. And eventually I'm going to convert these to a food crop, probably. Ooh, watermelon, right. We got the seeds last time. Did we use them? I think we used them. Oh, man. I might change up my whole plan then. Let's build another little house down here. The ascendancy, we're going to go. Just another tiny little cottage for the shepherd. And then what we'll do is kind of what we did for the carpenter setup here. So since this is technically the engine, what we're going to do is instead build a little wheat farm just right here so that the farmers will come and take care of that. And then we're just going to build a very, very simple little cookhouse here that we can assign to another chef. And the reason being is eventually, again, remember, this is going to be our front door entrance, and we want to kind of keep everybody that has to deal with the front door in the same area. So I'm going to be putting barracks and housing here for all of our soldiers. So if we put the cook area actually right about there, another little cookhouse area with some more housing back here, that would allow this whole area to become kind of its own little district, which is a great idea to get going on. It's a little bit further down the line because we still want to focus on getting our main initial area set up here. But then as we branch out that way, that's what that's eventually all gonna turn into. So definitely got some development in that direction. One thing I can do is set up that wheat field. And I'm going to put some boxes there for storage. Oh, if I had any. Interesting. Let's make some boxes. Yeah, order's full. He's full up on everything for all the other stuff that we've got to build for all these other houses, so we just gotta let him. And again, to prevent these guys from getting attacked by the ogres when I'm forcing them to come in through this direction, I am gonna have to build a little kind of retaining wall area up here, which is just a continuation of what this is right here. So I'm not particularly worried. Sorry about the lag there. Great, so we got a nice grid layout. Everybody's running around where they should. Let's go ahead and finish off this the road here to the so it's going to be the shepherd's area here. That way we get everybody running around the joint as fast as we can, or at least as fast as they'd like to. Okay, what are we going to need to do here? I wanted to run through this area like that. But you can't really build diagonal roads because they look weird. What if I build kind of a parkway kind of effect? That'd be kind of fun. I saw that we're out of stone, so we're going to have to get some more of that going as well. But let's just kind of think about this area for a little bit, and then I might come back in with the parkway and finish it off. Let's get our stuff that we're building right now finished. That's the important part. So first off, let's slice it down in and check and make sure that we've got what we need for stone. Nope, we are fresh out if we are fresh out. So let's get some more. Almost there. Oop, I missed a little spot. There we go. So they'll honeycomb up this mountain here. Now here's the fun part. There's a lot of this mountain. I could dig all the way up and back and all the way up and back and all the way through here just to chase different veins of minerals and everything like that. But I don't really need to, because see, there's silver, there's coal, there's more copper right down here. I'm pulling stone out. I'm trying to dig everywhere I can look at it. So there's no real stress for this game for resources. All right, let's get the last. Well, what are we thinking, everybody? Those houses are going to finish up whether or not I want them to. Oh, let's check on this and see what's the story. See, it hung up, so we got to remove it. Okay. They'll come by and finish up all that, and we'll redesign that sucker. It's causing this roadway to look weird, too. Let's get those ladders down, fools, and we'll get started. Just enough time to really get it plotted out and get it started, and then we will be signing off for a little while. Incidentally, I'm going to be hosting other channels after this, so they're really, really good. You should take a look if you're going to be hanging out and looking around. Let's see. Are they going to remove those? Nah. See, sometimes in the builds, because of all the crazy scaffolding, these will just get hung up and they'll be there. Get rid of that guy. So now I have kind of a ladder monument park. I believe this is because they're stuck in the underground, so they can't be edited out. So let's try to get rid of them that way. If so, it's just going to end up being annoying. That's probably the only deal. The perils of early access sometimes. Yep, that's going to be an issue. Well, we'll see what we can do. Oh, we got one of them. Fantastic. Let's hope we can get the rest. just going to leave that area untouched for a while. We don't really need, well, we can put down our potter's materials, our wheels again, to keep things going for that. So let's might as well do that. Once again, we had to destroy that which we had built. But, you know, if it's going to hang up, it's going to cause problems. It's not going to end well. Unlike these kind of cute places where everything works out pretty okay. Some chairs and stuff coming in still. Just don't have the materials for it just yet, but we will. I'm missing a chest there, a whole bunch of furniture and stuff for that house. But they're coming in. Come in together. I wonder if we just went over this way and dropped this down. Let's do that before we leave. Let's just go right through this trees kind of a thing here. Yeah, let's do it that way. And then we'll replant along the side. I'm going to do this as two separate road pieces because I might want to realign the intersection. I'm going to make it right here, but I kind of, you never know, I might want to change my mind on that. Leave yourself an out if you always can. You know. Just because you built it doesn't mean it has to stay. This is already looking kind of fun. Good job, Autumn. And since we're going to keep her as a trapper, let's go ahead and switch out while we have time. Switch out her bed so that she gets a better sleep. Oh, just off my 25 prediction. Oh well. I was going for 26, wasn't it? Can't remember. 25, 26. Come on, guys, go. Sure. I should have bales of wheat by that time. I've got it growing in 2 spots. So it should be okay by then. You can turn wheat into bread, and it is one of the components for the statue, for the donation to the Church of Plenty, which is one of the statue requirements. So I'll look into it as we go, using wheat for food. But again, we want to make sure we got another little cookhouse, another little cook, kind of working on our stuff here as we go. So we're gonna keep expanding this way for the next few minutes here. And I'm gonna go watch some great streams here on Twitch. If you've been watching all this time, thanks so much. If you just joined, again, thanks for coming in. All those builders just chew up that ground. Oh, great, we got all these out of the way. Remember, there were ladders here that we were trying to get out of the way, so that means that we can rebuild our pottery hut up there. I almost said barn. Our pottery hut up there next time. That sounds great. Let's see if I got any last looks here. A couple trees. So there you have it. Thanks for coming along. Tilt just ever so slightly. Another fine day here at Boleik's Watch. Boleik's Watch, whatever. Boleik's Watch, we'll call it that. Thanks for coming along. Hope you had a good time. As always, save your game.